Well, here we are, all cleared in. We're now officially in Alaska, the last frontier. This is we'll be staying here 3 nights. Just pan around here and give you an idea what it looks like here. A little marina that we're in. There we go. Well, here we are in the marina in Ketchikan, Alaska. And it's a busy, busy little place here. Cruise ships coming and going, seaplanes taking off and landing. And it is absolutely a gorgeous morning. Coming across here, kind of give you an idea. And Ketchikan itself is just a small town, really, consisting of just a couple roads. Here I am taking a picture out the back door of the boat, just so in watching our videos you don't get the impression that it's all beautiful weather and everything is hunky-dunky-dory. Here we are holed up in Ketchikan along with the fishing fleet because the weather just sucks. It's pouring rain, it's windy, it's your basic really miserable day. And here are some of our neighbors in their big fishing boats doing the same thing. And then they got these huge cruise ships. Now I'm taking this from our berth in the marina. That's this huge cruise ship. This is an eagle having a dinner on the rocks. And he's eating a fish not too far from where we're docked. It's really interesting. They've been kind of fighting over it, and this guy won out. So now he's eating fish that they caught. So they pulled it up on the rocks, and they're just chewing away on it. See, he's a big boy. This isn't Ketchikan. Yeah, we're back with the eagle again. See if he can stay with him and see if he looks at. There we go. See if he looks at us. There we go. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Mr. Eagle. Matt and Russ preparing the crab trap for its first use. Here we have a skeleton of a bait fish picked completely clean. Well, here we are in the Beam Canal. I'm taking this video. We're kind of heading up here. And we're just leaving our anchorage that was behind Carp Island. And I'm taking this video from the flybridge, as you probably can tell. And we're heading to our next anchorage. It's a little late in getting this video done because I'm an airhead. So we're coming across. There we go. We stayed in that little crack back there. Had a nice night. And this is in the Misty Fjords, by the way. So this is really quite nice. We're the only boat. And this is definitely remote cruising. So if you need something, you had better have brought it with you. Here we are at an anchorage called Shoalwater Pass in Alaska, and we're still in the canal. A little panoramic view here. I'm taking this from a little islet that's within Shoalwater Pass, and we're anchored just on the other side of it. There's our dinghy. And we're coming around here. And there's Michelle and Russ and Linda. And the dog is around here somewhere. I hear her. Just a beautiful day here. And a nice run up here. Yeah, here's Misha and Michelle, Shoalwater Pass, going up a little a little creek. Yeah, at low tide. I think it's a creek anyway. Goes up into the woods here a little bit. And let's see if we can see a bear maybe. Who knows? Here we are in Shoalwater Pass, up in the woods as it were. And we followed this little creek that you see down here. I think you can see it anyway. Following it along as it drains back down into the salt water. And I think Michelle is around here somewhere. Where is she? There she is.
And the mosquitoes.
Yeah, swatting mosquitoes, of which there are plenty. But it just gives you an idea how dense the forest is here. Really, really dense. Here we are in Shoalwater Pass, and we ran across the scat, which we believe to be wolf, but we're not sure. And there's Michelle's foot. And tell you what, Michelle, why don't you put it alongside this piece here, as it were. And this will give you some frame of reference as to how big this stuff is. Well, here's another view of Shoalwater Pass where we're anchored. And you can see the boat tied to a buoy out there, because on the other side there's a Forest Service cabin that you can rent. And they provide a buoy for a boat tie-up. There was no boat tied there, so we tied our boat to it. We may have to move an anchor, but if another boat shows up, because there are people that kayaked into the cabin. There we go. Well, here we are traveling up the Beam Canal, and what I'm trying to do here is get an overall picture of the day. Snow-capped mountains, extremely quiet water. You know, we're in the Beam Canal in Alaska, and it's a nice day. Russ and I have been fishing out the back, sitting in our comfy chairs off the back of the boat. Got the rods out, all that fun stuff. There's Russell down there just fishing up a storm. I'm taking this picture here from the fly bridge just to capture the day. The boat's underway. We are fishing, so we're only going about 4 knots, 4.5 knots. So it is just gorgeous. Nice flat water, snow-capped mountains. What more could you ask for? Alright, here we are entering Punch Bowl Cove in southeast Alaska. And this little camera is not going to do this justice, but we'll do the best we can. Coming around here, and this is an extremely deep cove. I doubt we can anchor here, but for a sightseeing trip, this is absolutely spectacular, and a gorgeous day to boot. Well, here we are entering the Punch Bowl off the Beam Canal, and I'm here to tell you that these pictures do not do any justice to this. This is just unbelievable scenery here, and an absolutely gorgeous day. Punch Bowl Cove, looking off the back of the boat. This is how we entered right there, and it is just beautiful. The water's flat, the sky is blue, the sun is out. Doesn't get any better than this. Well, here we are in Punch Bowl Cove, and this now is the most scenic place I think I've ever been at this point. And we got a little falls coming in right there. I don't know if you can see it in the video here. We are at the end of the cove here, and we're tied to a Forest Service float. Yeah. Beautiful.
We're here in Punch Bowl Cove taking a tour of the shoreline and so seeing what's here. It's beautiful. Well, we have some heads. Linda and Russ are with us. And Misha. And it's high tide right now and it's just beautiful rocks all along this beach. We're coming to a waterfall.
Well, here we are at Misty Fjords again, and Punch Bowl, and we're making the walk up to the lake. So Michelle's going up these really cool moss-covered stairs that the Forest Service has put in. And it reminds you of something out of a movie. Very neat. Mosquitoes, not so neat. Well, here we are after that hike. Sweating like the devil, but we're at Punch Creek Falls. Or Punch Bowl Creek Falls, rather. And as you can see, very picturesque. Very nice. Yeah, hang on. I'm just kind of scanning around here. And it is just beautiful.
You can step over to the side to see the other one.
Wow. Unbelievable. This is called royally screwing up after you get back from a sweaty, trying hike. And I'll just pan around here a little bit to give you an idea of the predicament that we are in. No water because of the low tide. Well, here we are in Walker Cove, and it's at night up here in Alaska. That's the entrance we came in, taking this video from the dinghy. Just kind of scan around here. We have other dinghy occupants, Misha, Russ. Smile, Linda. Very good. And we have our ever intrepid second in command, Michelle, running the sailboard at the moment. There we go. This is kind of a unique perspective down here by the water in the dinghy. Okay, these are bears clam digging on the beach here. Hopefully we're getting them because the sun is behind me and I can't really see the screen on my little video camera here. Just keep it like that. So hopefully I'm videoing them. I'm not sure that I am actually. Here we are. We're filming some grizzly bears right on the beach, and what they're doing is they're clam digging. It's really interesting to watch. Where'd they go again? How in the hell can you lose a grizzly bear? There we go. There they are. Clam digging up a storm. Yep. I'm standing on the beach, kind of 1 foot on the beach, 1 foot on the boat kind of a thing. On the dinghy, just in case we have to make a good getaway. Since this is Mama and 3 cubs, and 3 cubs is pretty rare. So it's pretty darn interesting here, and it's taken us a long time to get here. We left the dog on the boat so she isn't barking up a storm. And hopefully this video is turning out really well. We'll see. Starting to get the hang of the video camera a little bit. Not that Hollywood is waiting breathlessly for me, but I think this will turn out okay. Oh yeah, there she is. She's digging up a storm along with her little guys. She's probably teaching them how to dig for clams on the beach. There we are, Mama and her cubs, clam digging. Yeah. It's an amazing thing to see. You kind of have to see it in person. It's pretty cool, actually. Little guys moving around in there. Yeah, She's looking at me. Going, who is that guy? And what's he doing here? And I'm getting ready to hightail it. She looks like she's coming my way. Michelle is watching for me from the boat, from the dinghy. We've rowed over here because we're on a minus tide, so that's why the bears are down here to clam dig and all that fun stuff. Apparently, we aren't a threat yet. Okay, this is still in Naha Bay at the public float, and that's Wildest Dreams, and you can see we're just a little bit longer than the public float. So it was an interesting docking experience. And these people in the other little boat here, which is a all-wood boat, helped us dock, which was very nice of them. Some more video of the walkway and little stairs at the end, and it's just like something out of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie or something. Maybe we're down in Middle Earth, who knows.
Oh good.
Well, this is the rapids on the creek that goes to the lagoon in Loring. So we're anchored on the other side here, and we'll just cruise around here and then out into the lagoon, and that's Russ and all his gear there. This is Roosevelt Lagoon, right at the end of Naha Bay in southeast Alaska. Not too far from Anchorage, actually, or Ketchikan. About 14 miles is all. But it's really a nice spot. Come around here, and that's Michelle's Head, and a nice hiking trail all around the lagoon. Here we go. This is our neighbors. They came into the lagoon at Slackwater. The girls are rowing, the granddaughters, and I think Mom or Grandma is in a motorized dinghy. There they are. Now they can only stay here for a little bit of time because Slackwater turns really, really fast. Here we are in Knutson Bay in southeast Alaska, and it's 10:30 at night, and this is the June 21st. This is the solstice, so this gives you an idea of what nighttime looks like here. And it's not very nighttime-ish, but as usual, we're getting spoiled by just gorgeousness everywhere you look. That's the boat. I'm standing on the bow of the boat, and the sun is setting. Where are you, sun? There you are. It's setting back there. And there you go. Well, we just arrived in a place called Myers Chuck in Alaska, and we came through the opening to the left there. You can barely see it, and if it wasn't for the charts and the GPS, you would miss this little place. And it has a little post office, a couple boats out anchored out. We're actually tied to the dock here, to the public float as it were, and it kind of gives you an idea of what it's like here. Kind of a nifty little, it's actually a little village. There we go. Come back around, and there's Michelle and Misha. Well, we've just arrived in Frosty Bay, Alaska, and it's anything but frosty. The sun is out. It's absolutely gorgeous afternoon. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon here. Just give you a little toot around here. I'm taking this from the Fly Bridge, as you probably figured out by now. We're the fourth boat in here. So I don't know if you can hear that noise or not. That's a big sea lion colony. I'm taking this from the Fly Bridge with our little camcorder, and I really don't know how it's going to come out, but we're sure giving it a whirl here. We're in Ernest Sound in southeast Alaska. Getting a little crowded, but not bad. It's a small anchorage. Hopefully well protected from the winds. We'll see. There we go. Well, here we are in Iceberg Bay, or in Berg Bay rather. And this is just a quick overview taken from the bow of the boat of what it's like here. We're the only boat here, but there must be 100 crab traps, crab pots in here. So obviously the crabbing must be good. There we go. And oops, around the front of the boat, down the other side here. This is a small anchorage, but very nice. There we go. Well, here we are in Berg Bay, and we're just taking a walk down this nature trail, and it's come to a series of steps, just one after another, so it staircases down. I don't know whether you can see that in this video or not, but it is very cool. And I think the Boy Scouts are responsible for this nice setup here. Hi, Michelle. We're still on our walk at Berg Bay, and the stair steppies come down to this large alpine meadow. It's ringed by mountains that still have a little bit of snow on them here and there. This is very cool. There's a stream going through the middle, making a really neat little hike. Well, here we are in St. John Harbor. We just arrived, and I'm taking this video off the back deck of the boat. I'm coming around here. It's kind of a weird little harbor. It's got a couple islets in it, and one thing and another. There's another boat right there. And we're coming around, coming over, another little islet. And we are actually anchored behind this little island. Yeah, let's take a walk up here. So we're anchored behind this island, and kind of look up beside the boat, and you can kind of see it up there a little bit. There we go. Flow off the back of the boat. When you look off the back of the boat, you'd swear we were underway with propeller wash, but we're not. The engine's turned off. The current here is just phenomenal. Gives the old anchor a workout. And this is Roof Cove again, a little different perspective. There's our boat, Wildest Dreams. And we'll come along here. It's a very small anchorage, and of course we're the only boat in it. Par usual around here. And then there's Michelle and Misha. We're just doing a little exploring. We just got here. And we're going to get ready to put down our crab pot and then go explore up the little creek that's behind us with the dinghy.
And we have all those lakes.
Yeah. Well, here we are. We're and we didn't catch any crab in our pot, but we got this giant sea star, and this puppy must weigh 10 pounds. He is a heavy dude. I was pulling up the pot thinking, oh, I got a pot full of crab. No, I got one giant sea star that ate all my bait. That's what I have. I've never seen that before. So, it's been a windy, stormy night in the old anchorage. And there's still 3 of us here. There's the other 2 guys. The entrance where we came in. It's a very pretty anchorage, but and it's pretty protected. Yeah. We've just arrived in the Woodspit anchorage, which is kind of a strange little anchorage. It's you feel like you're not in an anchorage, but kind of anchoring out in the strait, actually, rather than anchoring in a protected harbor. So this should be an interesting night, to say the least. The winds are supposed to be fairly calm, but from the north, and this is open to the north, so we'll see. Coming along here, and you can see the beginning of the spit there in the distance. And then on the mountain range way out there, that's Sawyer Glacier. And I have a close-up of that in another video. And there's the rest of the spit. Come along here. And then between the spit and the next little piece of island rock there, let's see if I can zoom in for you a little bit. There we go. Now you can see them. Those are little mini icebergs called birdie bits. And when the glaciers calve, and they all break up as they come up, that's what's left. And you got to be really careful you don't hit them. They can do a lot of damage to your boat and to your propeller. So anyway, that's the rest of the anchorage. Well, here I am at Woodspit, and Michelle's tending the tender, the dinghy, off there, and I'm standing on the high tide line when the tide is all the way in, and she's out. Now mind you, the tide has yet an hour to still go out, and this is how far the tides are here. They are just huge. So I'm taking the dog for a walk, and it's in the morning. Well, this is Woodspit at sunset, and tonight I think we're having a gorgeous sunset. So I'm out here on the bow of the boat. There it is. The sun is just getting ready to set. Probably has another hour or 2, but it's just beautiful. So we decided to give it a quick going around here. There we go. Beautiful sunset, Woodspit in southeast Alaska. Here we are in Woodspit, anchorage. And then what I'm showing you here is the Sawyer Glacier. You can see it coming down. And I'll just kind of pan up here a little bit. And basically it goes up into the clouds. Yeah. And then comes pan back down here, and it's just above the tree line there. Pretty interesting. You can see it right from our anchorage. I'm taking this video off the flybridge of the boat. Well, here we are in Endicott Arm in southeast Alaska, heading for the glaciers. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning, as you can probably tell. It seems as though one storm comes in, we wait it out, and then the weather changes and it's really nice again for a couple days, and then another little storm comes in, and so on and so forth. Alright. But let's see if we can get a broader overview here. There we go. I'm taking this from the fly bridge of the boat. You can probably hear the boat motor in the background. It's just, you just got to be here to see it. That's all there is to it. In Stevens Passage, an absolutely majestic day. And the water is calm, there's not a cloud in the sky, which is unusual for here. And the mountains, snow-capped, little icebergs in the water. Wow. It's just gorgeous, no doubt about it. We're in Stevens Passage still, and we're coming across this big berg here that we're going right by. So I thought I'd get another shot of it here. To give you an idea what these bergy bits actually look like. They're good size. This one is about probably roughly the size of the boat. About 50 feet or so, 60 maybe, I don't know. It's hard to judge the distance sometimes. But they are pretty cool looking. And there it is, and he's towing his little brother. Yeah, pretty cool. Well, here we are in a place called Taku Harbor. It's just south of Juneau. We're probably only about a dozen miles or so from Juneau. And this is what the harbor looks like. Right now there's just a few boats in it. It's a lovely harbor. We're anchored out. And last night there were quite a few boats. And they all got up and left this morning. We're staying today. Michelle's not feeling well, so if she doesn't perk up here today, we'll be going into Juneau to see the doctor, or a doctor. So this is a good overview of what it looks like. It's a lovely little harbor. A lot of current running through here though. So, but we're anchored real securely. We decided not to tie up to the dock, but to anchor out. There we go, and that's the harbor entrance right there. Very nice. Well, here we are in our little harbor in Taku Harbor, Southeast Alaska. And lo and behold, a little piece of class showed up. This boat is a mega yacht called the Latitude. Underneath it says the Creek. And she's flying the Union Jack. And the American flag is a courtesy flag. Very interesting. It is a huge boat. Wow. Now here we are in Taku Harbor. We're going for a hike. And this is what's left of an old abandoned cannery from many years ago. And it looks like up there was an electrical generator. Now the tide is out. Normally when the tide is in, this would have been underwater, so they built a big concrete pier to put this big generators up. And this is what's left. And then over here we have the water wheel that would have run the generator and the pulleys for offloading the fish from the boats and everything. And these would have been steam powered. So that's pretty neat. And then over here is the bunkhouse and all that for the workers. Way back when. Well, here we come across another grave site. And this one looks like it was an impressive grave site at one time. It had four corners and fancy posts and whatnot that have now fallen into ruin with the passage of time. But it looks like Mary Kanosh, you can still read the stone real well. Get down there.
age 4 months.
And then, let me get a close-up here so you can see it. Mary Kanosh, 1873 to 1918. She was aged 45 when she passed away. Wow, pretty cool. It was a pretty fancy grave in here. What was that, huh?
This is Edward Hubbard, aged 4 months.
And here's a tiny gravestone. And speak loudly.
Edward Hubbard died August 9th, 1917, aged 4 months.
Wow, baby.
Yeah.
Little headstone, little dude. And then there's a stone behind you that's very similar in design to the one up here. Can you read that by any chance?
I don't see any letters on this one.
Okay, maybe
This one
wow, another one.
is maybe Alice, I'm not sure, Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Died 1916, I think. Aged 61
Okay.
or 60, age 60.
Wow.
Died in 1916, I think.
Does it give her a birth date?
No.
All right.
And I can't get the name, first name.
Oh, that's okay. Now this part of what's left of the graveyard here is actually up on a point.
Ouch.
So maybe this person ran the trading post at one time or was a more important person or whatever. And
Maybe the head of the household?
could be the head of the household, whatever. And she's on the point overlooking the bay. All the trees have grown up around it now, and I'm sure it was logged off at the time so that they could put the trading post up here. Well, this is Auk Harbor, and in southeast Alaska. We've been here now for a couple days, and there was no room at the inn for us, so we anchored out in the bay, way out in the bay, and which was probably a good thing because the services here are minimal. I'm taking this off of the rear deck. We have our fish deployed. You see the lines and whatnot coming outside of the boat because we are out and there's lots of wake out here, and that helps the boat not roll quite so much in the wake. There we go, Auk Bay. You know, here we are at the Auk Bay anchorage, and this other yacht showed up with a helicopter on the back of all things. You know, like I always say, it's all about budget. Obviously his budget is just a snick bigger than mine. Wow, helicopter on board. Pretty cool. And this is a little video kind of attempting to show you what it's like on the hike up to the meadow. And here we're on a nifty little trail that they built right into the hillside. It goes down to a little bridge that's behind Misha and Michelle. And then comes across here. You can kind of see the trail in the background through the trees there. And up the hill. Very neat little hike. Here we are. We're still anchored in Auk Bay. And we're on the Spalding Meadow Trail, just outside of the anchorage. And we have hiked up here a little over a mile to what I believe is Spalding Meadows, but I'm not sure. Take a panoramic here, coming around, and if you can see the bay, the water through the trees there, that's where we have our boat anchored. And coming around here, and it's real marshy since it's a meadow, and meadows are created when basically small lakes dry up. So they provided this very nice wooden walkway. Here we are by the University of Alaska, just outside of Auk Bay. And I'm scanning Auk Bay Lake. And then the mountains in the background are actually part of the Mendenhall Glacier. So, pretty neat. There we go. Auk Bay Lake. Well, it's about 6:30 in the morning, and I'm taking this. There's Michelle. Look at the camera, Michelle.
Oh, great. Yes.
And her robe, and there's the ever beautiful Cameron. Alrighty, and we're on the back of the boat. And what we're doing here is taking a scanning of the area. This is the Hoonah Harbor. We've been anchored in here. We got here yesterday. I'm a little late in taking my video. And we're up early this morning because there is a big humpback whale feeding in the anchorage. And there we're looking out. That's the harbor entrance where we came in. I just kind of scan across here. I'm on the flybridge of the boat, and there's some other larger boats in the anchorage with us as we come across here. It's a large bay coming across the back here. Some apparatus for the boat. Voila, and it's coming down. So it's been pretty darn neat. Ooh, we're trying to get the picture of this humpback whale. He's right off the back of the boat here. So we'll just let the camera run a little bit and hopefully he'll pop up. You never know. Don't see any fish jumping. Well, while we're waiting for the whale, we might as well take a little photograph here of the area that we're in. Come back across. Come on, Mr. Whale. Make an appearance. Yeah.
Oh, here he is, right here by the boat. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Watch this, where the circles are in the water.
Yeah, I got it.
Where's Cameron?
I think she's stirring.
Cameron, get up here.
Oh my God. Do you have this on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Oh my God! Oh my. Cameron, this is amazing. Hurry. Oh my God.
Wow.
What am I looking
That
for?
was so
See that
cool.
circle?
Right here.
Right here. There it goes. Oh my word.
Big humpback whale. We're at anchor and he's
Came
just
up.
cruising by the boat. Unbelievable.
And his whole head, he came up and took a big mouthful of water.
He's been playing around our boat now for a while. That was awesome. Humpback whale. It's like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And he just keeps playing around our boat.
It is fantastic. Wow. All right. Well, here we are, leaving Hoonah. harbor. There we go. Beautiful morning. The sun's out for a change. It's not pouring down rain. And coming over here. This is an old cannery that was converted to a cultural center. The only problem with it is, for us, it's only open when the cruise ships come in. They allow one cruise ship at a time, and it anchors just in the middle of the harbor, and then they offload the folks that want to go to Una. Check it out. Here we are. Michelle's driving. Randy and Cameron are with us. So far, we've seen whales. Whales right in our anchorage, right up to our boat. Caught a couple crabs. It's going great. Let's see. All right, you guys smile. There you go. And there's Wildest Dreams tied up at Tenakee Springs. And that's a rescue boat in the boathouse there. High-speed rescue boat that they have. And we've been talking to the people behind us on Cape Decision and the Bob boat, which is a sailboat. It has people from Colorado and Texas on it, and they take people out for vacations and whatnot, and they've been real helpful and real nice. Here we are, we're at the Tenakee Springs town site, and this is their public picnic area. And our boat, we parked in the marina for the evening, and Tenakee Springs is a town of about 100. So it's pretty interesting. Coming across this way. And there are no cars in Tenakee Springs. They do have a fire truck.
Oh, look at the telephone.
And this is the road from the marina into the town, which is basically a trail. And then up ahead is Randy and Cameron coming on this trip with us. So, all in all, pretty neat. Well, here we have a little bridge over the spring in Tenakee Springs. Must be Tenakee Spring. And let me zoom in here a little bit. There's a speed limit sign, 10 miles an hour, for a town that doesn't have any cars. Very good. There we go. Tenakee Springs road sign, very interesting. Here's the crew walking along the main road, the only road in Tenakee Springs. Just to kind of give you an idea what kind of town this really is.
I have to go back to the boat and charge my camera up. So
Tenakee Springs Ambulance Service is a Polaris with a single cot in the back, just like any other ambulance, and used by the rural communities, and it looks like it's funded by the USDA. So this is a pretty neat little community. That's the rural fire department, all volunteer. Coming down here, and that little building on the end of the dock is the public toilet, which just dumps into the ocean. Well, there you go. But this is a very picturesque place. We're standing on the helipad, and just pretty views everywhere you look. Here we are at Tenakee Springs Suspension Bridge, and that's Cameron and Michelle and Misha coming across. This is really cool out in the thing, and of course somebody always has to shake the bridge. That would be Randy. And it goes over the river, going out into the ocean. And then there's Rand at the other end of the bridge. So very, very neat. Well, here we are in Warm Springs on Baranof Island, and we're in a little cove off of Warm Springs Bay. That's the bay you see there, and we came down this little arm. Coming around. It's really a neat little bay. It's raining lightly. Seems like it's always raining here, but you know, it is a rainforest. It is up in Alaska, so rain we get. And coming around, and then there's another sailboat in here, Call of the North. That's the name of their boat. And that's the back of our anchorage. So all in all, really quite nice. And the water's nice and quiet in here, so very good. Okay, this is the town of Warm Springs, Alaska. And there's the Coastal Research and Education Center, which is closed at the moment.
There's a guy working in there.
And here is the town. It has a boardwalk that goes across the face of it. And it goes to the falls, or what we perceive to be the town at any rate. Here we are at Warm Spring Anchorage, and this is the boardwalk, I guess you would call it. Because the terrain is so steep and cliffy, they just made this boardwalk stairs. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but it is stairs. And Michelle and Randy are coming up said stairway. All in all, very cool. I'll just kind of pan around here a little bit. And we have Cameron and Misha walking up the stairs. And it just continues up into the wilderness, around the corner. There we go. Pretty cool all in all. And there's also this gigantic rock right beside it. We're at the Warm Springs Hot Spring, and at the pools. And this is how we got here, down these stairs. And slippery little pieces of wood that they put in because it's so muddy. And then you come around. This is the first pool. And then Randy's in the second pool. We'll zoom in on him a little bit here. There he is. And Michelle. And Cameron. And the waterfall's starting to zoom by. Pretty neat all in all. Worth the effort to get here. Here we are at the top of the waterfall, Warm Springs, Anchorage. We dinghied over and she's on top looking over the falls. On top of that big rock. You can see the water whistling by here. If you fall in, it'll be your last time you fall in. Because it is really smoking on down the thing. This is the head of the falls. The falls fall for probably half a mile. Warm Springs Waterfall at the start of the falls. And you can hear probably the roar. I'm talking loudly to get it over the roar. You come around here. The water goes swooshing by. And then it goes down. And then down the second set of falls farther down the river. This is really neat. And it's right on the edge of the pool. This is a hot springs pool here, and an even hotter one right above it. Oh, Cameron in the hot pool with her dad. Very cool. Hey Cameron, there you go, smile. Here we are in Red Bluff Bay, coming in the entrance actually, and the entrance from Chatham Strait, yours truly missed completely. Had to turn around and do it again. It is such a narrow entrance, it's unbelievable. Alrighty, here we are, we're on the flybridge, and this is an absolute beautiful place. It's one of these that you have to be here to appreciate. Okay, and we're still in the entrance channel, and we'll be going straight down into that little crack that you see at the far end of the video here. And we'll scan up, get the top of the mountains. It's all shrouded in clouds at the moment. Very pretty.
We're coming down the entrance now of Red Bluff Bay, where there's a cruise ship, a miniature one, and where the kayakers are from. We're going to go right around this corner and anchor. You see at the very end of the bay, you can barely see it, is what's locally known as Bear Meadow, because there are so many bears in here.
Well, here we are videoing the waterfalls. Now we're just below this big waterfall. Let's not everybody get on the same side of the dinghy. And just kind of scan up. And let's give you kind of an idea how steep these walls are. They are like straight up and down. And then you come over here. And yet another waterfall cascading down into the bay. Wow, that's all you got to say for this. It's just wow, you have to be here. The videotapes just aren't going to do it justice. There's the same waterfalls from a little closer to them. Kind of scan up so you can see a little bit. There we go. Looks good. Coming around, they flow down into a little creek here, coming down. That's Randy, getting close with his GoPro. We got Misha. We got Glamour Girl in her outfit. Coming around. This flows down into the bay. There's our boat off in the distance. The big waterfalls and the misty clouds. If it wasn't for the rain, this would be a drop-dead gorgeous sight. This is the mud flats at the end of the anchorage. And all this that you see in the camera is underwater practically to the tree line at high tide. Right now we're at low tide and we're coming out to see what there is to see, and come around here, kind of give you an idea, and then we're back to water again, and you can see our dinghy and the boat in the background. Here we are in Cake, and we are hard aground. The boat is aground from about midships forward, and we can't budge her off. And here's a picture of our fish from the paravanes, stabilizers, just sitting on the bottom. And on this side of the boat we got about 12 feet to about midships or so. And we just kind of walk over onto this side of the boat. And you can see, oops, a little bit of dry land there. And we look down and what do we see? Oh yes, the bottom. And it's about 6 feet deep, or thereabouts. So we are hard aground.
Birthday on the boat.
Here is Randy's 45th birthday party on our boat. A toast with fine spirits of some sort. I'm not sure quite what it was. What is it, boys?
It's very spirited.
Very spirited what? That's the end of the...
This is blended Canadian whiskey over rocks.
That was what Linda and Russ gave us after their
Pendleton.
fun cruise.
In Pendleton.
We're leaving Cake, which was kind of a depressing little town. High rates of poverty, I would say. But this morning, the fog is gone and we actually have a little bit of sunshine here in Alaska. Unbelievable. We hadn't had sunshine for a couple weeks now, so pretty neat.
Here we are transiting the Wrangell Narrows. We have to keep it between the red markers on the left and the green markers on the right. It's a very narrow channel that goes through here. It's lined with rocks and shallow areas and all kinds of nasty stuff. So today is a great day to be going through because there's no other boats here. Last time we came through here, it was like a zoo. And so this is fantastic.
Scenery Cove in Thomas Bay. And that's Misha and Cameron going for a walk. Randy was too big of a puss to come out because it was too cold. There's our boat. We're the only one in the anchorage here. And we scan up a little bit. The top of the mountains, which you really can't see because they're all shrouded in clouds right now. It's not raining for a change. Come around here. There's the entrance to the little bay, or the little cove, Scenic Cove. We're in Thomas Bay actually. Coming around. And then that's the dink out there in the distance. And we're walking on these huge boulders, for lack of a better term. Just kind of scan up here so you can see. Come across the top of the mountains on the other side. There we go. It's very nice in here. This is Exchange Cove, Alaska. And we just arrived today. I should have taken this video earlier, but I didn't. So now it's starting to get a little less sunny than it was. So we're thankful to have a sunny day actually. Water's nice and calm. And I'm on the bow of the boat. There we coming across. That's the entrance we came into. We're the only ones here. And this is a very large bay. There we go. Tide's going out currently. And we got our crab pot out. So let's go see if we got some crabs. Ooh, fish jumped. Here we are at the harbor. And coming around, that's our dinghy there. Coming around, and we're walking on a road. This is at low tide, and the tide is way out. And then we're walking up this little road that's kind of like fronts the thing here. And there's Misha and Michelle. Let me get a little closer here. Misha and Michelle and Cameron. There we go. Well, it's early evening now, and we just saw a cruise ship go by. And the reason I'm taking this video is to show you the phenomenon that we call smoke on the water. And it is fog that is forming in the early evening here just over the water. Gives it kind of an unreal look to it. So I'm just trying to capture that on video. Here we are, Kaufman Cove, the official Kaufman Cove sign.
It's the sea on top.
We just arrived in Kaufman Cove off of Clarence Strait in Alaska. And that's the opening, and we came in. It's kind of low tide right now. That's the ferry dock. The blue thing is the car ramp. Ferry comes here 4 days a week, I guess. What the literature says anyway. And coming across here, that's the town of Kaufman Cove. You see other boats that are anchored out with us, the little marina in there. Coming across the back of our anchorage here. And there you have it, Kaufman Cove. Well, here we are on the boat, and this is the Kaufman anchorage. Same as before, except now it's more or less high tide. And as you can see, it looks totally different. Takes on a whole different characteristic because the tides here in Alaska are just huge. They're 25, 30 feet. That is one heck of a lot of water. There we go. And that's the ferry dock, which is now level. Well, it's a decent morning, and we are now leaving. And scan around here a little bit. You know, it was a neat little town. We stopped in, had a burger and fries and milkshake. Last night for dinner. That's the ferry dock. Seaplane came and went. Oh, it's been a pretty neat little place. It's time to be heading to the next one. Well, here we are in the Anchorage, and we're having reindeer sausages for dinner. Grandma, hold up a reindeer sausage. Very good. There you go. And they were expertly grilled by yours truly.
Which, of course, we don't know who that is.
And then we're going to have Bush's Grilling Beans.
Really?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
There's Cameron. She can hardly wait. Oh, yes.
All right.
And then Randy, who's already started.
Your father.
Well, we'll check it out. Let's see how these... Take a bite of reindeer sausage, man.
I'm going to.
And,
Hold on. First of all,
We'll see how Bambi tastes.
Bambi's not a reindeer.
Rudolph.
Oh, it's Rudolph.
Bambi's.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
All
Yeah.
right. We're
This
gonna
is
Got
what
a
got a
Rudolph-
reindeer sausage.
Yeah, it's red, so it's
We're gonna
probably the
do-
nose
We're gonna do a
of
little
Rudolph.
barbecue sauce because barbecue sauce goes good on everything.
Alright. Barbecue sauce goes
pass
good
me
on
the cheese.
everything.
Cheers, please. That's yours.
It's blind. Cleansing.
Alrighty.
All right.
Here's a reindeer
We'll cleanse
dog
the palate
getting
with
ready
beer.
to be consumed. There we go. With a nice IPA.
I don't care.
You're the guest. You have
And
to.
how is
My
that?
word. I don't care.
Okay, I don't know. Let me see what you're saying.
I don't know what that tastes
It's good. It's good.
Oh, very
It tastes
good.
like a sausage.
Well, there you
Does
go.
it taste different?
Almost like a smoked sausage, like a beef smoked sausage.
Oh, very good.
It's pretty yummy.
Alright.
I can recommend reindeer sausages.
Oh,
I
very good.
recommend reindeer.
Totem pole and the Ketchikan Downtown Park. There we go. Here we are in Creek Street, Ketchikan, Alaska. And coming across, and the fish that you see up on the sides there, this is low tide, have spawned, and so their life cycle is finished. And so they have died. There we go. Here we are, Ketchikan's red light district. And there we go. Well, this is we're getting ready to depart Ketchikan for the last time. We just saw the kids off to the airport, or rather to the taxi, to the ferry. And then they catch the ferry to the airport. So it's a glorious morning, basically blue skies and sunshine, instead of gray skies and pouring down rain. So we're in the marina here. There we go, we're in slip 25 on fairway 8. There you go, coming around. Beautiful morning. So we're just about ready to go. Thank you for watching our home movie. Hopefully we didn't bore you to death.